Hi, Vortex. So I ask questions a lot, and if I don't like the answers that I receive, or I don't receive any answers at all, which is a lot more typical, I don't go along with that thing. So when I ask people why they have a smartphone, when I ask people why they do social networking, when I ask people why they puff cotton candy vapor, when I ask people why they use Tinder, when I ask people why they take Uber and Lyft and they order all this stuff on, what's it called? Uber Eats. Uber Eats, and what's the other one? Postmates. Postmates! Yes. Nobody ever tells me, well, I'm just a lazy piece of shit. Nobody tells me that, but I know that's the actual answer. This is what society does, so that's why I do it. Can you imagine if every single person, instead of having a smartphone, they had a book? Can you imagine that? What if, instead of watching television, you'd have families like having a conversation with one another? Instead of watching Netflix, you have couples having a conversation with one another. Instead of people buying fast food, they were cooking for other people that they cared about. Instead of relying on other people to pick them up and take them places, they had their own car, and maybe they were providing other people with rides. Or maybe they carpooled. You know, remember back in the day, you carpool? That was so cool. I just remember back in the day, that's what we did. If somebody didn't have a car, somebody else would pick them up. You know, people at work. I mean, that's what's going on now. Certain people that have car issues, it's like coworkers will pick them up and drop them off. I remember when I was having car issues, I just smoked people out if they took me to work. We get high in my parents' garage. They don't want people to have these interactions. They want your interaction to be with that screen. And I will fight you to the death if you think this is a good thing for humanity. I mean, the fact that people have chosen this voluntarily. And I realize that on some level, it's like, yeah, the world is going this direction. So it seems like, you know, more economically, oh shit. Maybe those lights are on a sensor. Yeah, probably. Maybe it seems more economically feasible to go along with the world rather than fight it like yours truly. I understand. I don't judge you for that, by the way. If you feel like I'm judging you, I'm not. I just feel like one of those old fogies that's like 85 years old bitching about like kids these days, you know? Like, that's how I feel. I guess we're gonna leave since our lighting is gone. Yeah, this is where we are, by the way. I know that the world that I grew up in was a lot different. And I knew the world my parents grew up in was a lot different than the world I grew up in. I mean, the world my brother grew up in, he's 10 years older than me, was different than the one I grew up in. It just keeps getting progressively worse. So why would people just be like, okay, that's fine? Like, why would you subject yourself to something that you know is going to end in disaster? It's like, going along with this culture, it's like getting married to somebody that you know is going to cheat on you and make you miserable, but you absolutely insist upon it. Like, you just hope for the best, even though you know that she's a lying whore. Like, I just don't understand that. It's like, oh, but she's pretty. She's got nice tits. She's got a sweet ass. She's pretty. But she's a lying whore. So she might make you look good, but your integrity's gonna be gone, and you're gonna feel like shit about the whole thing. But because of your image, you're just gonna go along with this thing that doesn't make any sense. It's like, I think that's a pretty good analogy, you know, like, because people really are married to the technology. They don't know what to do without it. I mean, they live with it. They're in bed with it. Gives them all kinds of diseases, viruses. Literally. Let's not go into that. But I don't feel like talking about viruses. Look. You have a way out. It's the Lord. And you choose to reject him. You choose to forsake him. And he's very, very angry about this. You choose to ignore him and pretend that he's not real and that he can't save you. But he can. That's what he's there for. But you choose wrong. Day in and day out, you choose wrong. Maybe I've just always been spiritual. I've always fought the ways of the world because I've always known that the ways of the world are really, really bad. I wrote this down a while ago. I found this on found this in one of my notebooks, one of my comedy joke books or whatever. It said, you can call me crazy, but this world is 1,000 times more bonkers, which is why we can predict a lot of stuff. So it's like, the crazier that you are, the more aware you are of other people being crazy, the more aware you are of the world being crazy, the more aware you are of all the objects that are placed in front of you that are liable to make you crazy. You know? We're very blessed for that. I don't look at my unconventional lifestyle like I'm such an amazing person because I don't use all the same stuff that the majority of society today uses. I look at it like I am extremely fortunate to be of the spiritual mindset to reject that stuff, because that comes from God. And I wish I could pass it along, because I wish that other people knew that they don't have to keep choosing these things.